Denial. Ever caught yourself binge-watching your favorite show while that mountain of work slowly turns into Everest? Welcome to the world of denial, the mind's favorite invisibility cloak. This psychological defense mechanism is like hitting the mental mute button on life's uncomfortable truths. It's Ross from Friends convincing himself he's fine after yet another divorce, or us telling ourselves that one more episode won't hurt. But here's the kicker. While denial might feel like a cozy security blanket, it's actually a ticking time bomb of reality checks waiting to explode. So, let's pull back the curtain on this sneaky mental magician and see how it really works. Repression. Alright, let's dive into the murky waters of repression, shall we? Fancy your brain as a master illusionist, making memories vanish faster than a magician's rabbit. Repression is the unconscious way of saying, nope, not dealing with that, and shoving traumatic experiences into an emotional vault. It's like your brain's own version of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, minus the romance. But beware, these buried memories aren't gone. They're just waiting to pop up like emotional jack-in-the-boxes when you least expect it. So next time you're feeling inexplicably angsty, ask yourself, what skeletons is your mental closet hiding? Projection. How often do you blame your bestie of being jealous when you're the one turning green? That's projection, the deceptive tendency to attribute your own unwanted moods to someone else. Basically, like your mind's personal IMAX theater, projecting your own flaws onto others in stunning HD. Think of it as emotional hot potato, too spicy to handle. Toss it to someone else. This defense mechanism can lead to misunderstandings and strained relationships because we're often unaware that the qualities we criticize in others are ones we dislike in ourselves. Remember, when you point that finger, 3 more are pointing right back at you. Displacement. Picture this. You're fuming after a bad day at work, but instead of confronting your boss, you snap at your dog for breathing too loudly. Congrats, you've just experienced displacement. It's your psyche's way of playing emotional musical chairs, redirecting them from one focus to another. Like a toddler who can't have ice cream, so they kick their teddy bear instead. It's all about finding a safer punching bag for your feelings. Just remember, your cat didn't cause your existential crisis. Regression. Witnessed a grown adult throw a tantrum worthy of a terrible 2-year-old? Say hello to Regression, your personal time travel portal. When adulting gets too hard, this defense mechanism lets you backpedal to simpler times, faster than you can say nap time. That's like hitting the rewind button on your emotional growth, turning boardroom breakdowns into playground meltdowns. So, next time you catch yourself wanting to build a blanket fort instead of facing responsibilities, you'll know why. Sublimation. Think of turning your burning desire to punch your annoying coworker into the energy to crush it at the gym. This is sublimation, channeling your energy in a way that contributes to personal growth and success. It's the alchemist of defense mechanisms, turning emotional lead into psychological gold. Got anger issues? Become a boxer? Obsessed with cleanliness? Hello, Marie Kondo. Your brain acts as a personal life coach, channeling your questionable urges into socially acceptable pursuits. Who knew your issues could be the secret sauce to success? Rationalization. Have you justified eating an entire pizza because you walked up a flight of stairs? Congratulations, you've mastered the art of rationalization. It's your inner self spinning reality faster than a politician on election day. This clever little trick turns your questionable choices into perfectly logical decisions. Failed a test. I'm just not a good test taker. Ghosted a date? I'm protecting them from disappointment. Remember, with great rationalization comes great self-delusion. Use it wisely. Passive aggression, the art of stabbing someone with a smile. Passive aggression is the ninja of emotions, striking silently with sarcasm and eye rolls. It's leaving post-it notes on your roommate's dirty dishes instead of having a conversation, letting you air your grievances through a series of subtle jabs and veiled insults. Or responding fine when you're clearly not fine. It's the social equivalent of a subtweet. Everyone knows who it's about, but no one's saying names. So next time you find yourself aggressively sighing, reflect on this. Passive aggression is just anger in a polite disguise. Acting out. Envision your emotions as a toddler throwing a tantrum in a grocery store. That's what we call acting out. It's your instincts shouting for notice, much like a neglected Instagram influencer. Imagine it as your inner drama queen taking center stage, turning your life into a reality TV show, storming out of meetings, impulsive shopping sprees, or dyeing your hair purple at 3 a.m. All classic examples of your emotions deciding to skip therapy and going straight to the grand finale. Intellectualization. Encountered someone who discusses their breakup like it's a scientific paper? You're witnessing intellectualization. It's our consciousness turning emotions into a TED Talk. Rather than enduring the pain, you analyze it, dissect it, and present it in a neatly organized PowerPoint presentation. Intellectualization is great for winning debates or impressing your therapist with your vocabulary, but it can leave you feeling disconnected from the very experiences that make life rich and, well, human. Splitting. Step into the black and white world of splitting when your brain decided to cosplay as a 1950s TV show. This all-or-nothing thinking turns your world into a battle of angels versus demons, with no room for those pesky shades of gray. Your boss is either the best thing since sliced bread or the devil incarnate. No in-between. It's emotional polarization on steroids. Just recall, in the real world, most people are somewhere between Gandhi and Voldemort. Suppression. Picture your emotions in a pressure cooker, and suppression is the lid keeping everything under wraps. Unlike its cousin Repression, suppression is the conscious choice to bottle up your inner turmoil like a vintage wine. Except this one's likely to explode. It's telling yourself, I'm fine, when you're actually a human embodiment of this is fine meme. Suppression can make you feel like you're in control, but it's really a concealed danger, waiting for the right moment to burst. Fantasy. Ahoy, daydreamers. Dive into the realm of fantasy, your inner world's very own Disneyland. It's where you're always the hero, your crush always notices you, and calories don't exist. This defense mechanism is like having a green screen for your brain, letting you escape reality faster than a warp drive. But don't forget, while a little break for your inner world is healthy, too much fantasy is akin to oversleeping. You might miss out on actually living your life. Dissociation. Ever felt like you're watching your life as a movie, munching on popcorn while your body goes through the motions? Enter dissociation. It's as if your brain hits the escape button, leaving you disconnected faster than dodgy Wi-Fi. It's the cognitive equivalent of, I'm not here right now, please leave a message. While it might be handy during a boring meeting or an awkward dinner, overuse of dissociation can lead to a sense of detachment from your own identity, missing out on the highs, the lows, and everything in between. So, maybe stick around a bit longer, even when life's script isn't exactly fascinating. Avoidance. Avoidance, the art of noping out of life's challenges and playing emotional hide and seek, except you're always it, and the problems are always winning. Dodging calls, ghosting responsibilities, or suddenly becoming fascinated with your ceiling when difficult topics arise. That's avoidance in action with the finesse of a cat avoiding a bath. But since those ignored emails won't delete themselves, so instead of ghosting your issues, maybe try facing them head on. You might find that they're not as terrifying as they seem. Reaction formation. Seeing someone protest too much about something they supposedly hate is essentially reaction formation, the cognitive way of pulling a full 180 on uncomfortable feelings. Now that's your brain's own opposite day. Secretly crushing on your frenemy? Suddenly, you can't stand them. It's the emotional equivalent of a kid insisting they hate broccoli, yet stealthily taking those extra bites. This defense mechanism turns your inner conflicts into Oscar-worthy performances. Don't forget, sometimes the lady doth protest too much. Humor. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for humor, the stand-up comedian of defense mechanisms. It's turning life's lemons into a lemonade-flavored comedy special. Got dumped? Time for self-deprecating jokes. Facing a crisis? Meme it up. Humor gently tickles problems instead of hitting them hard. So, go ahead, put a clown nose on your darkest fears, but don't forget to deal with the profound emotions lurking behind the laughs. After all, even the best comedians have their offstage moments of truth. Undoing. Undoing is simply life's reset button, where you could just erase that mean comment or that regrettable text at 3 a.m. This psychological control plus C is like trying to balance out the bad by overcompensating with the good. Insulted a friend? Quick, compliment them excessively. Weighed down by guilt about that extra slice of cake? Hit the gym for hours. It's your subconscious engaged in emotional Jenga, carefully trying to remove the bad bits without toppling the whole tower. While life doesn't come with an undo button, but it does offer second chances, just make sure you grab them. Anticipation. Meet anticipation, the overachiever of defense mechanisms, always planning, always prepared, and usually one step ahead of everyone else. Visualize it as emotional weather forecasting. You're always ready with an umbrella for those rainy days. But watch out. Too much anticipation can turn you into a chronic worrier, seeing storm clouds in every forecast. So, yes, plan ahead, but don't let your inner doomsayer ruin the view. Sometimes you've just got to trust that you'll handle whatever comes your way, rain or shine. Acceptance. Roll out the red carpet for acceptance, the Zen master of defense mechanisms, who is always ready to give a nonchalant shrug to life's curveballs. Bad hair day, rocket. Stuck in traffic, spontaneous car karaoke. Acceptance is akin to that inner voice saying, well, this sucks, but we'll deal with it. It's the art of going with the flow instead of swimming upstream. But never confuse acceptance with giving up, as it's more like making peace with the present while still working on the future. So, acknowledge the chaos, but don't forget to clean it up occasionally. After all, even Zen masters need to do laundry. Altruism. Let's unveil Altruism, the superhero of defense mechanisms. It's about channeling your hardships into others' gains. In need of a lift? Help a friend pack up and move. Stressed about work? Volunteer at a shelter. It's the psychological equivalent of turning lemons into lemonade, then sharing that lemonade with the world. But wait, here's a reality check. Even superheroes need self-care. Don't use helping others as an excuse to neglect yourself. After all, you can't pour from an empty cup. Humility. Introducing humility, the introvert and the unsung hero of defense mechanisms. It's a situation where your ego decided to take a back seat and let others shine. Treat it as your inner spotlight operator, always ready to illuminate others instead of yourself, doing all the hard work without needing applause. It's the art of saying, "Aw, shucks," when someone compliments you, even if inside you're doing a victory dance. But careful now, too much humility can lead to self-deprecation, and it's okay to own your awesomeness sometimes. Idealization. Enter Idealization, where the mind dons rose-tinted glasses. It's seeing the world not as it is, but as you wish it to be. Your partner isn't just good, they're perfect. Your job isn't just okay, it's the best ever. It's like your brain decided to Photoshop reality, smoothing out all the wrinkles. But proceed with caution. When those glasses come off, the fall can be harsh, revealing life's flaws. And that's what makes it interesting. Identification. Greet identification, the chameleon of defense mechanisms. Your psyche dresses up, borrowing traits from those you admire. Crush on a rebel? Suddenly you're James Dean. Admire your boss? You're power suiting up. It's the mind's way of saying, I'll have what they're having. But careful now, don't lose yourself in the process, as the best version of you is still you. So rock those borrowed shoes, but make sure they fit your own feet.